Our next guest is a leading developer of powerful and very easy-to-use products for music creation and recording. We've had the pleasure over the years of working with Cakewalk products, and many of you may be familiar. He's the West Coast product specialist for Cakewalk. Seth Perlstein, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, certainly, I would imagine there's some elements to what you do at Cakewalk and what game developers are doing. So what brings you to GDC here?
Well, we're here to show off our latest software, our latest hardware, which is the VS700, the new V Studio, which we've co-developed with Roland. We're now part of the Roland family, so we're kind of showing what our stuff does in the context of making music for video games.
So then what is the latest with this latest Cakewalk version then that you didn't have before?
Well, it's a complete hardware-software setup. So we've got a control surface, which allows you to control literally every aspect of the software, so no more keyboard and mouse. You can use the console. It's an interface, plug your microphones in, all of that stuff, record live sources, just like you guys are doing today. It's also got an integrated Phantom synth. It's basically a hardware synthesizer, like maybe guys have seen some keyboards on stage.
Yeah.
Like a mini version of that, which is controlled by our software. Sort of a hybrid hardware-software synth. And then it includes all of our software, Sonar 8, which is our digital audio workstation software, which you were alluding to.
Sure, oh, absolutely. And then, of course, as it relates to what game developers can do, truly enhance whatever game or element of a game that they're working on with the right sounds, the right music, the right sound effects, whatever the case might be.
Absolutely. We've got a number of artists who produce music for games, and that's primarily what they use it for. So perhaps we, of course, can import video into Sonar, so they might get a video of some game footage from the developers, import that, and they can use that sort of framework or timeline to score music to that, line up different music beds, sound effects if they're doing sound effects also. Utilize software synthesizers within Sonar to create sounds, drums, strings, etc. For the videos.
And I know you'd certainly agree that with most gamers that say if they turn the sound off or something happens to their speakers, not only is it just not the same, but many of them can't play. They just can't do it without having all of the audible end of that sensation going on. No doubt it shows, it plays to the importance of what you guys do at Cakewalk, among others.
Absolutely. Really, video games, half of the experience is sound. You know, if you're playing a game without sound, you're really missing what's going on. You've got a set of headphones on, maybe with simulated surround sound, and you can get, of course, cues from every direction of where the action is coming from, maybe where another player is coming from, or where that sniper is over on the left. And, of course, you can create surround mixes in Sonar as well. 30 formats of surround sound are supported. So someone who's interested in making music for games, they can actually do that in surround sound, mix it in surround, encode it in surround, and then deliver it to the game developer in such a format or any other format that they might need to put it in the context of the games.
You find that when folks are using Cakewalk, for example, they are becoming a composer and never really thought they could because the tools are there to make it very easy for them to take various elements and just get crazy, be creative.
Absolutely. This is actually a really great part of, I think, the computer development, say, in the last 10 or so years. No longer do you need $50,000, $100,000 plus to develop a professional studio to make music. You know, now you can do that in a home studio or a B studio, and a lot of people do this at home professionally and make money at it with a computer, the right software, the right hardware, and you can develop a pretty high-end home studio for a couple $1,000s.
Is this all part of the digital audio workstation? A lot of folks are referring to it as kind of, I guess, Cakewalk's flagship.
Absolutely, yeah. Sonar is our flagship, and we do have actually a wide range. So for those beginners, we've got products like Home Studio, Home Studio XL, which are kind of aimed at people who are just stepping into making music for the first time. And then, of course, Sonar 8 is for the seasoned veterans or for someone who just wants to be able to do everything.
And it's pretty cool when you start doing multi-tracking things. And, of course, you can overdo it, I guess. Sometimes you find, I guess, people are pulling back on some of the things, the elements that they're including because maybe now they've overdone it. You know, they start out with something real good, and you can put too much into something, too, I would guess.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the key elements of mixing successfully, I think, is keeping it simple. Sometimes less is definitely more.
Gotcha. Cakewalk.com for more information. And, of course, SonarVStudio.com. You'll see what Seth and his team are up to. By all means, we recommend that you visit there. We'll have their links up for you on our show page as well at intotomorrow.com and Graveline.com. Back with more from San Francisco and the Game Developers Conference. I'm Dave Graveline. This is Into Tomorrow.